That's not what I was trying to hear. Like I was trying to hear that she ready to go, let's make something happen, let's make some money. But nah, she gonna tell me to rest. And I'm like, see, this is why I don't ask you. See. I want to share with you guys a short season I experienced where it was difficult. It was pretty difficult. Like I was battling. It was tug of war of my mind. But before story time, I want to address this title in case anybody's wondering. So what you see here are two very similar statements, but there's one huge difference. On one statement on the left, it reads, God, I'm still. But on the right side, it reads, God, I'm still. So what you have are two statements with the same words, but two different postures. What side are you on? On the left side, you feel stuck, stagnant, and you feel behind. On the right side, you feel planted. On the left side, you start to get so anxious and you want to make moves on your own. But on the right side, you're not going to move an inch unless God directs you. On the left side, you start to feel self-doubt and you wonder why you're not getting the opportunities that you want and you feel like you deserve. But on the right side, you know exactly who you are, you know exactly who God says you are, and you will not allow distractions to appear as opportunities. Like you're not even going to be moved by it, and you're laser focused. So again, I ask, which side are you on? To summarize it all, on that left side, you approach circumstances in life based on how you feel, how it makes you feel. But on the right side, you approach life based on what you know and based on what God told you. What side are you on? So the season I was referring to, I was camped out on that left side. When it came to my job situation, that's where I was at mentally. At this point in my life, I was, year 7, approaching year 8 at the job. I'm tired. I'm ready to go. Like I'm done with this job. So let's go through this list. I was feeling stuck. I was feeling stagnant and behind in life. And I definitely, wasn't making the money that I wanted. And that's what led me to bullet point number 2. It made me start to feel anxious and ready to make some moves. Like I was ready to make something happen, So guys, I found myself in one of the most dangerous places a believer can be in. And that's God. If you don't do it, I'm going to do it. Meaning, if you don't get me out this mess, let me take the wheel. Now, I got it. You might need some help. That's where I was at. Like I was getting so impatient because in my mind, I'm thinking about all the prophecies I've heard, all the promises God's given me. And I'm just like, I'm not seeing none of this. Like I've been at this job almost 8 years. Like what's happening? Like why am I not seeing what you've been telling me through these years? I was going through it. Let's just say that. And by me having that mindset, I believe God was just sitting back, eating some popcorn. Like he was looking at me like Michael Jackson. And really just like, okay. If you want to do it your way, go ahead. I'm gonna let you. You'll be back. And I did just that. I started to try to do things my way because I was, like I said, I was ready to go and I needed some change. I needed to see something happen. Boy, did I get a rude awakening. Now here's where the fun begins. I started seeing all types of counterfeit opportunities come across my path. So for one example, I seen this course ad for a very, very lucrative career opportunity. Let's just say I ended up getting scammed out of $500 because I purchased a course. I got scammed. I'm not even gonna go into details, but I got scammed out of $500. That was strike one. Now time will pass, and I seen another one of those ads on Instagram. One of those break into tech in 90 days and secure a 6-figure income guaranteed. I fell for the okie doke. I did. I was just looking at dollar signs. I needed some more money, y'all. Y'all don't understand. But yeah, I fell for that ad, and I couldn't afford the courses they were offering, but they had a partnership with the loan company. So I applied and got denied. And I'm like, why I get denied? My credit wasn't bad. Like, why'd they deny me? It was protection. Simple as that, it was protection. So that was strike two. A couple months passed, and by this time, I ended up accepting a seasonal promotion at my job. I'm still ready to go at this point, and I accepted the role. It was better, a little more money and a better schedule, but I accepted it. But my head was still on the swivel, like I was still looking out for more lucrative opportunities. So about a month or so after I got promoted, I came across another convincing ad. Now don't judge me, y'all. Like when I tell y'all my discernment was off, like I wasn't sensing anything. Like but of course, I was still in do-it-yourself mode. So of course I wasn't gonna be sensing anything. I was still doing it my way. My senses, my spiritual senses and spiritual gifts were off. They were off. So anyways, I seen another convincing ad, and this time it was a very great opportunity that I thought, and my sister had experience in this particular field. So I ended up to get some capital, I ended up getting a loan out of my 401k. Now I ain't get denied for that, so I'm like, okay, that's what's up. Let's get it. So I got the money. I approached my sister about the opportunity. I'm thinking we had a good conversation. I explained the pros and cons of it, and the earning potential. And she already knows the industry, so she knows what she would be getting into. So she decides she wants to get back to me. Okay. So she gets back to me. Now she comes to me and pretty much, to sum it up, she tells me that I need to rest. I need to rest and make sure that this is what God wants me to do. Bruh. That's not what I was trying to hear. Like I was trying to hear that she ready to go, let's make something happen, let's make some money. But nah, she gonna tell me to rest. And I'm like, see, this is why I don't ask you. See, my flesh was fighting, y'all. Like I was in the flesh at that point. But the truth is, I really did need to rest. But I thought I was already rested. That's the furthest from the truth. It was a complete opposite. Really, when you're resting, you're not squirming around, trying to move. You're still. And that goes for the spiritual and the natural. So I wasn't resting. So that was looking back, and even then I knew it was good, sound wisdom. But especially looking back, that's the best thing she could have said in that moment, because I was anxious. But we're not supposed to be anxious, right? I ended up not going forward with the opportunity, but I still had the money. But I wanted a partner. So since I didn't have no trusted partner to go in with me, I decided to hold on to it and not take advantage of it. When I tell you guys, life started happening, bills start coming out of nowhere, emergencies started happening, and that loan I took out from my 401k, it just started dwindling down because I needed to use that. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? That's strike three. I waved the white flag. Like I'm not trying this no more. I'm not doing this no more. Nope. And y'all better believe more opportunities start coming my way. But I had to be like, nope, you ain't gonna get me this time. Nice try. So then, I started to experience bullet point number 3 as well. I started to have some feelings of self-doubt and wonder why I wasn't getting opportunities. Wonder why I didn't have nobody to work with. Just wondering like why does nobody want to work with me? Like what's the problem? Is there something wrong with me? Like what is it? But guys, that was, when I tell y'all that was the furthest from the truth, like none of that was true. Because I did have opportunities. I did have people that wanted to work with me. I did have people pouring into me and just giving me ideas based on what I could do with what I already currently have. So all of that was a lie. But I was believing the lie because I was so blinded by my situation. I just couldn't see it. I couldn't see it or appreciate it. And that's crazy. Like it was right there in front of me. But all in all, I realized, one of the biggest mistakes in that season, besides trying to do it myself, one of the biggest mistakes was going after those opportunities that had nothing to do with my passions. and wondering, having the nerve to wonder why it wasn't working out. Because it had nothing to do with my calling, had nothing to do with my passions. But I was going after it. When God has already given me plenty of multi-million-dollar ideas, and they all have to do with my passions. But I'm sitting there trying to go after other things when I'm asking for more money, but God has given me some grand ideas. There it is right there. But I was searching elsewhere. So I learned those lessons in hindsight. And I also realized that I was viewing my circumstances using my natural eyes rather than my spiritual eyes. Like I wasn't using faith. I wasn't seeing it how God sees it. So of course I was getting frustrated and getting anxious because I was going off of what I see rather than what I know. And faith is blind, so I can't use my natural eyes when it comes to those circumstances. I gotta use the spiritual. And I'm very blessed to say that I've conquered that season. You know, I'm outside of that funk. It's been some months now, so I'm proud of myself. Thank God. I moved over to the right side mentally. I'm here. I'm planted. I'm still, and I'm currently still at my job, but I know I'm on the brink. I know I'm on the brink of a breakthrough. So I'm excited for that. I see it on the horizon. So if you're watching this video and you find yourself on this left side, you could be saying, God, I'm still single, like I'm not married yet. Or you could be saying, like, God, I'm not rich yet, I'm not a millionaire. Like, just fill in the blank with whatever you're going through in your life right now if you're on this left side. Just know that God doesn't want you to rush, he wants you to trust. Trust his path, trust his ways, trust the process. Pay attention to what you're learning in the process, pay attention to who you're becoming in the process. Like really focus on that, who you're, what's coming out of you in this process. Also remember this key saying. It's a famous saying. If you can't see God's hand, trust his heart. Trust his heart concerning you. That's the key phrase to remember. And most importantly, have true patience. Have true patience and be still. So thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned. There's going to be a part 2, actually. I want to give you guys a very key principle that's going to connect to this video, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So stay tuned. See you soon. Peace.